There he is. What's up, dude?
Not much.
What's the claim today?
You'll see.
I'm excited.
Where are we at?
Victor Palumbo's. Here, we'll go in the door. You know, got the garage open.
Alright, this is our friend Dylan. What's up, everyone? Here we are. Another beautiful day in paradise. I don't really know why I wore a sweatshirt because it's like 80 degrees out, but we are at Victor Palumbo's. This is a antique car museum and foundation, the Plumbo-Buckley. So he took us over here to check it out. Never knew it existed. You know, you never know what's in your own backyard. This is about 5 miles from our house and we never knew it was even here. So thankfully there's no music.
Thankfully.
No music here.
That's good.
Cool guys talking.
Just
hanging out.
No way. This is really fucking epic in here.
At Jay Leno.
Yeah. Jay Leno.
Hey John. I brought company today.
Good.
They wanted to check it out.
Hi.
You're gonna take them around, right? You gonna give them the tour?
Well, you know it better than me.
What?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
Alright. That's his modern day car.
There you go. You guys can, what the heck is today?
It is
18?
the 20th.
20th? Man, I'm losing.
The 19th.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Let me look.
Hold on, I'll look.
I think 19 might be
It
right.
is the 20th.
It's the 20th.
Hi.
Sign in. We just keep a record of all the visitors, that's all.
That's cool. Here.
Do you want me to sign yours?
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow. I said, oh, I didn't bring my phone or I could show it.
Obviously a Mercer.
It was just 1922.
Yeah.
1914. But still, that one's moving. That one's
That's the windshield?
Yep. It's a monocle. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Oh my God. What is that?
It looked like the Toad from that one movie. Right?
Yeah, if you were racing, you would just wear goggles, but normal driving, that broke the wind in front of your face anyway.
There's the rearview mirror.
And the bugs. Right?
Kind of see in movies. That's the kind
This is so cool, this one.
I'll sell it to you.
We don't have the
How
budget.
much?
Well, they auctioned one at Pebble Beach, not as good as this one, for $3.2 million.
Yeah. That's heavy. Is this all your stuff? Is this your
No,
place?
it belongs to Victor Plumbo.
Okay.
A little bit.
So you're not Victor?
No, I'm
Okay.
John.
John. I'm Tucker.
Hi, Tucker.
Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
Victor is normally here around 9.
Okay.
But not today, he's on his way to Florida.
Oh man, lucky him.
Is this a scooter?
Yeah. It's a motor scoot.
A motor scoot. Motor scoot.
goes on the lightning rod on top of your
This
house.
looks like a Dr. Seuss scooter.
This one here is that family. Have you ever heard of Roebling, New Jersey? It's up on the Delaware River and up above Trenton.
Okay.
That's the name of the family that actually owned the car company. They also built the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, okay. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they manufactured what they called steel rope cable. You know, for the suspension bridges. All those suspension bridges, all that cable was theirs. They were building them with.
That's crazy.
So,
And they're from Trenton area?
yeah, well, Mercer County, Hamilton Township is where right outside of Trenton. And the guy, the son that got his uncle and his father interested in the car company, he went down on the Titanic.
Oh, wow.
So they stayed in business from like 1909 to 25. But one of these, the original raceabout, they ran one in the Indy 500 and took a third place. against all those bigger engine cars, but it's because this one handled so well. They were never on the brakes. Once they got at the top speed, they just went, and it held up. It was so they did get a third with it,
which was surprising at the time.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. There's no way they should have even kept up with the other cars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They that was that's the main thing with that. They switched over. This one was an old side shifter, steering wheel on the right. Now they got up to 1922. A few years before they stopped, and they had a regular floor shifter in and the steering wheel on the left like we're used to.
So these are like legal to, like you could drive this technically on the road?
Yeah, we take it out.
That's cool.
Not often, but it gets out.
Looks like a wagon wheel.
Yeah, they're wood too.
Really cool. Wait, is it really?
Yeah, those spokes are wood.
That's unreal.
Wait, what's one?
The rim.
Oh.
What year is this bike?
That's a 1929 Indian. That one, if you ever get a chance, they made a movie called The Fastest Indian.
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins is
a good movie.
Is the actor in it, and they set, not with this bike obviously, but
Modified.
without they had a cowling on it and stuff. They set the Bonneville land speed record at 200 miles an hour with
And
this
it still
back in the 50s.
Do you know who was the one driving it? Right.
Well, Hopkins was the actor. But I forget what the guy's name.
Right? Probably right.
The guy's actual name, I don't remember.
He was from like New Zealand, right? Because it was based on.
He was Australia, New Zealand, somewhere down under.
Yeah.
And, but he was there, and he persevered, and he set that record.
That's really cool.
Still stands today.
I could see why. I don't want to go that fast.
Well, new bikes would dwarf it, but the old ones,
well, yeah,
with that particular engine and stuff, there's no way that record will probably stand for forever.
Listen to me. So I said, I got.
And you got a Chief right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
Miller, yeah.
I'll bring him in.
47 on that one.
Yeah, I knew it was around my dad's.
Your dad has one of those?
Yeah.
He's got a 48.
And when you come back, let me know how you
Yeah.
did that.
Ron's 48. 48 is I found out from him is a standalone bike. They were pretty standard in up to 47. Then they tried some new stuff in 48, and that's the only year they did that stuff. And then they changed again in 49. So he's got like the isolated year. It's almost exactly like this, but there's little changes.
So
This speedo thing is one.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
He told me. I forget.
how many bikes of like this year are this restored that are the same model? You don't
Probably
know?
not a lot.
Not more like
Yeah,
almost
I'm
none,
sure
right?
there's some around, but
They're like what, 60, 70 grand?
this one
Getting close.
This one 35 years ago was 60 something. So
Yeah.
they're quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. They're hard to find.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Yeah.
We got. I mean, there's several cars here. Like this one is somewhat rare. That big limo there, that Mercedes. You don't know if there's another one like it anywhere. And then up on the rack up there, Jay Leno came and wanted to buy the one car that's up on the rack. It's a British car.
Did he come here for his show, or just?
No, he came here to try to buy the car.
Just to buy it?
Yeah, Victor said not for sale.
No way, right?
But they made friends, and they went out to the show. He invited them out to his garage and all that other stuff. You know, this the one up top here is.
Well, you're right there. Yeah. You're right there. You'll be perfect for that.
That the one that with the silver fenders there.
That's the one he wanted to buy.
Yeah, there's probably only around, if you can find them, there's only about a dozen of them
in the world.
Yeah. This one up here is, see, Victor got his name on it. Well, it's supposed to be Invicta, but it's he's got left the eye out because you can only put so many letters on the license plate. But that's what he wanted to buy, and he got one, but not as good as that one. It will be. I mean, he's got all the facilities in the world to do whatever he wants. This thing here, Victor found this down in Argentina. It was a mess, and he brought it up here, and it took him 21, 22 years to restore it completely. The guy up on the wall up there in that picture next to the clock, his name was Ralph Buckley. He was like the premier restorer anywhere, and that's what he did. But like this thing, they put it back to like almost. I mean, we don't let anybody touch in there, but there's that's. And you can see the little microphone in the wall over there. That speaker's up there behind the driver, so you can tell them where to go.
That's
you want to go to Wawa or something, yeah.
That's too cool.
That's it. No, he just got this one.
Yeah.
That's a center door Ford.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, these are somewhat rare because if you look, the door is in the center of the side of the car. When you open the door, you got to walk around the seat to sit down. You can't step into the front seat. You got to walk through the back and then sit up front.
That makes sense.
He drove one when he was back in college, and he decided he wanted to get another one, so he did.
He's a boss. He can do whatever he wants.
Right?
The one in the back there is interesting only because it doesn't even have a steering wheel. It's got a tiller.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't want to be driving one.
We got our laundry hanging out too. This one here, this is an Oldsmobile, 1903, and there's your steering.
Oh my god, this thing.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
Yeah,
that's a little
You really have
heavy.
to trust whoever was driving, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, Victor he took my wife out on it. You know, she said, "Hey, this is like being in a buckboard on the in the movies." I said,
Like
"Yeah, with the
shoveling.
horses drawing it around, except this one's got a motor."
That is kind of what it looks like.
Shoveling coal in the back is what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
Together.
it looks better when it's out from under here. There's a Surrey top for it.
It's really
So it's
cool
got-
though.
It's got a top.
Oh, it's
that's
got
open.
a top for it.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a top. See, it just hooks on here. The Surrey top goes on here, and then you got a cover over your head, you know, for riding around.
What's the one car that was wanted maybe in the world? Is that it?
Well, there's a lot of them that, I mean, people can't get. You can almost name your price for them, you know. A lot of these some of them are common, not common, but more common than the others. You know, it's
Well, to have them restored to this level is probably really rare.
That's where all the expense comes in. You know, the time and labor, because unless you find somebody that actually wants to buy it, you're never going to get your money back. You know, so if you want the money back. This one, this is one of our modern ones. That's a '57 Chevy.
I like this. Is nice.
Wow,
Yeah, you would like. This is a nice rider too. You can just take this out and drive it all around.
You could fit the whole family in it.
All the Kikis, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, a bunch of them back here. No seat belts, you know. You just
Oh, who needs seat belts?
you can just bounce them out the back seat when they have the top down. Get rid of them if you want.
Wow.
And you got all these, like this red one here, or reddish, burgundy. That one, the one up top, this black one on the end here, and the one behind it, and the one next to that. All four of them were made by the Cord company, C-O-R-D, Cord.
Ford?
Yeah, and
I thought you said Ford.
they're
That
Auburn.
this is a Ford though, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Ford. These are Cords, and a Cord is it was a company. It was Auburn Cord, and
Yeah, they're
Duesenberg.
modern day. They had
They
front wheel
made-
drive.
These are all Cord only made front wheel drive. So the engine that's in there this is a front wheel drive car, which everybody thinks is a modern car. Well, this is 1930. They were doing front wheel drive, but they had a little different idea. They put the engine in backwards and drove the front wheels with the engine. Now when we get into our modern, our front wheel drive, our engines sit in sideways, you know, so they can do the transaxle thing. This is the old original stuff. There's your shifting linkage coming all the way through there up to the transmission and differential up in the front. This one, it didn't matter so much. The one behind it, it's a big four-door car. The old, like this car here, if you get in the back seat, there's a hump down the center of the floor. Because these are front-wheel drive, there's no hump. The floor's flat, just like you're walking into like your living room or something. So that's good that way. And this one drives really good, runs good, and the one behind it is good as far as driving and running.
And you'll never guess what this is. For golf bags.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they built it for your golf clubs. This was a rich guy's car back in the day. And
How's this seat back here?
Oh, that's
yeah, you got
I didn't even notice.
That's a little sketchy.
yeah, that's where you put your passengers back there. But
Like the
normally
mother-in-law.
you're driving with this
The mother-in-law.
closed.
Yeah.
So that's why the little door on the side, so you can throw your clubs in across there, and then they're not in the way. You don't have to open this up.
This is like the 1% car.
Yeah, this
The 1%.
that one there that's a limo. These are called a coffin nose because of the shape of that hood on there.
Let me get over here.
They're all
Dude, this is a Coffin Limo.
Yeah, well, it's a coffin nose cord is what it is, and this one was a limo back in the day. Of course, the divider window, and this one had a crank on the back of the seat, so if you didn't want your driver listening to you, just crank the window.
Unreal.
Yeah, I think I left that window like halfway down. It's in between the seat and the driver.
This one's, yeah, all the way down this
See
one.
that? See the one across the seat? It's to separate you from the
The window here, yeah.
yeah.
From the passenger.
Yeah, so there's a handle on the back of the seat, so the passenger actually controls whether he wants the driver to listen to him or not. He cranks the window up, then the guy can't hear. And then if you're going by the girls out on the road, you want to wink at them, just open one headlight, and give them a wink, and then close it back.
Oh, that's the winker.
He's winking at you.
I'm getting winked at.
That's
That's
awesome.
actually so cool. I thought
Yeah,
it was
they-
going to have eyelashes or something.
Yeah, I don't doubt somebody probably painted one on there at one time, but yeah, there's a separate control for each headlight. They weren't electric, but they did.
So they had to really like crank.
Yeah, and of course, safety-wise, I don't know how good it was because you got to reach across the car to crank this one open, and the one on the driver's side's easy. It's right in front of you.
Might cause a couple accidents.
Unless you maybe cranked them out before you started driving, right?
That's the idea.
Always forget though.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm sure
This is
people are more
a
careful.
Model A Ford. That's 1929. That was like a touring type car. This was a good one. This was also a touring type, but that's a Ford made Model T's. Don't ever ask me about the letters on them because Model T is before Model A. So whatever. So that's a. This is 1911 Model T. Then up top we got 257 Corvettes.
One is his and one's hers.
Yeah, well, one was Ralph's actually. One's a fuel injection, the other one's a dual 4-barrel setup.
And it's rarer.
Phew. I don't. There's nothing in here that isn't rare, huh? How's that? That's a Chris Craft boat?
It is.
Yeah.
1957, Chris Craft.
Does he take that thing out?
No, that also belonged to the guy that did the restoring,
Oh,
Ralph,
okay.
and Victor kept it, and it's a nice boat. But
Is this how like all the cars in their time looked like?
This is rich
Yeah,
people
pretty
cars,
much.
though.
Or did people just, not everyone had a car, so
Well,
this is
yeah.
how they were made, right?
yeah, this was
Because now everybody just has a car in there.
right. This is a Rambler. That one's from 1904, and that one's that's a fairly rare car. This one here has been over to England about 4 times to make that London to Brighton run over there, and that made that. So this one here, Victor sent that over to Italy in a container. They had a tour going. There was Model T owners, and they all rented containers, ship containers. They put their cars in a container, sent them to Italy, and then they did a 2 or 3 week excursion over there in their Model Ts.
Wow.
So this one's been to Italy and back.
Wouldn't have to worry about these cars getting stolen because there's not many like them.
No,
The worst part is,
they're probably insured.
even if they don't have keys, most people don't know how to start them. Every one of them's got a little trick to starting, and you can't just jump in them and drive them away.
I'd be scared to drive one of these things.
That one right in front of you, that was the poor man's Cadillac. It's called a LaSalle. Yeah, 1937. This was and it was actually a business coupe. See, it doesn't even have it's got little drop seats in the back. So yeah, they call it a business coupe because he's out selling or whatever. He can load this and the trunk up and go out. Or if he has passengers, he can pop them little seats down and
It's
sit.
actually nice.
Oh, it's a nice car. That's a good driving car too, comfortable.
It looks really comfy.
It is. She's nice. That one drives real good. Obviously, you can see we got a lot of it's pollen season, so all the dust
The pollen's
comes all
brutal
over.
this year.
Hey, you want to watch them?
Why, you want me to? I don't know if I'd even feel safe touching these.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting my greasy mitts on them.
Wash one. By the time you wash them, you'd be starting. Well, you'd have to have 2 guys, and then be starting right at the beginning again.
That's so true.
Those ones on the top down there, that's a Model T on the left. The black one up on the top is that's 1927, and the one on the other side is 1932. That's the first year they put a V8 in the Ford. So that's pretty much it. Other than all his memorabilia. I mean, he's got the air stations and gas pumps and all that stuff. He got
His bicycles?
he got bicycles. He's got that Piper Cub there. That actually was a model that did fly, radio control. That yellow plane.
Wait, this one
Yeah, the bigger one in front of us going the other way.
actually flew.
Yeah, that flew.
What'd you put? Would they put like a dog in there or like a?
Now they got a radio thing.
Oh.
Just control it. Yeah, because the dog probably never come back. He'd be flying, but he wouldn't come back. These over here, these don't fly. These are actually weather vanes. See that hole in the bottom in the middle of there? That's where your post. That's where your post went up to hold it, so it would spin with the wind. So that was your weather vane. That was weather vanes. That one and the little yellow one.
That's really cool, actually.
Those big gas pumps down there with the glass in the top of them. What you did is on the side there's a pump handle, and you pump the gas up into the glass. If the guy comes in and says he wants 10 gallons of gas, you pump 10 gallons up in there. Then take the hose and put it in his car and let it gravity feed right into the car. It was all manual stuff, no electric back then. They started getting into electric with some of these others, but they don't seem like much. There's a picture over on the wall down there that talks about a place called Amatol. Well, Amatol was a munitions manufacturer that was in Hamilton, but in the woods there was Amatol Raceway, and they held car races up there. It's still the oval is still in the woods. It's not completely overgrown, but the track isn't there anymore. But if you ever go on a computer, just put Amatol in there, A-M-I-T-O-L. Gives you aerial shots. You can still see that, and it's right off the White Horse Pike. You got Moss Mill Road and White Horse Pike. Our old state police headquarters used to be right there. When we jogged during the day, we would jog out the back into the woods, and then it was a mile and a half around a track, and then back to work. You know, it was that was that place. You know, that's what I say. Every little thing has some kind of story.
Amazing.
It's a shame that Victor's not here and made him part of the foundation.
Yeah.
And then Victor has collected or owned already some of everything else that's here. And then he was into certain things. And the guy next door, he builds muscle cars next door. But he redid all these pumps. So he does a nice job.
Pumps are super, super cool.
They are. Those down there are they're probably the oldest, and they're the ones that you actually pump the gas up into the glass sight and then drop the amount that you need. Other than that, we just solve all the world problems here. Just about everybody in here drinking coffee is retired. So this is our coffee stop.
This is the
Part of a track from the Indianapolis 500.
That's pretty cool.
That picture there is this red car. They had a 100th anniversary out at Indianapolis for the 500. So that's the start-finish line at the Brickyard in the 500. And that's Victor and his son in the car. They got to drive around the track and in the parade and stuff. They were invited out there as because they owned a Mercer, they were invited out.
The Mercer was invited. They just came for the ride.
They, as the owner, got to go.
That's cool.
That's Victor there in the picture. He's in most of the pictures around here.
Too much nostalgia. Decoys.
Here's something
Yeah,
it's pretty cool over here.
Oh yeah, one of the guys that comes in, he'll probably be
for paratroopers.
shortly.
Does this thing run?
Probably would.
At one point, right?
Yeah.
They're just painted?
What's that called?
Yeah.
I thought that was real feather.
They called them.
Yeah, that's how real it looks. He was excellent car.
They call them paratrooper.
That's a well bike.
Well, but they use them for.
That's what they made them for. They never got to really use them for that.
Yeah.
These things fold up.
It looks like it. Yeah, I can see that.
When they fold up, they put them in a pod. It looked like a bomb, but they had a little parachute on it. So the idea was when you dump the paratroopers behind the lines, you also
put one of these so they can
go over to the pod, unfold it, prime it with the gas that's already fueled, and then got a little clutch here, and you ran it across the ground, and then popped the clutch and got it started. And then there's no way you're sneaking up on the enemy with that thing because you can hear it coming.
It's so loud, yeah.
So what they did is it was supposed to get them from there to a rendezvous point a lot faster, so they weren't all walking through the woods trying to find each other. So anyway, that was the basic idea, but it was near the end of the war, and they ended up never having to drop them.
What was the company on there?
It's Excelsior is the manufacturer of the bike. It's a pretty rare thing too.
Yeah, I never even saw or heard of that before.
A lot of people come in. It looks like one of the old mini bikes you see the kids around, you know, something like that. But that's what it was. Victor saw Victor, and
He's still looking pretty good.
the boys up there on
He's still looking pretty good.
fishing
He looked
buggy,
bad when he
which
first
is down
started.
on
He's still looking pretty good.
Hog
now.
Island in
Well, maybe he's getting out.
Virginia.
Great big guy.
right down there before you get
Big
to the
fucking
Chesapeake
guy.
Bay Bridge Tunnel. It's on an island, and they have a shack out there,
Guess he can keep these.
clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. And that's they get. In fact, one, just two of those guys, or maybe not.
And the guy, the milk bottle guy.
The guy in the front of the car on the right at the steering wheel, he's the one that does the carving, and that's his brother alongside him. The brother, they left to go down to that island this morning.
So they said they went to the.
These two things are from planes, though, right? Is that, or am I
that's a
just?
regular engine there.
He says it's very
This
small.
one here
He
was
said, "We
called
can
a
go in and
Rotary
operate on
Radio.
that. Gotta go into his head.
On that one,
Here.
the propeller spins
But he
on the
said,
shaft,
We can
and then
also
obviously the
watch
plane
and see what
flies.
it's doing as long as
This
it
one,
stays small like that.
the
You don't have to do
propeller
anything.
is hooked to the engine. The whole engine
So, of course,
spins.
he said, let's wait.
Is
on the
that
shaft.
common? I never even.
No, it's not. That's, but they work.
That seems crazy.
See this,
He said when he came in, I said, where's your wife?
this whole,
She's home
like this
thrown
would
up.
all be fixed, and this thing would
He said,
spin, and then your prop is hooked on here, so it's spinning the same amount of revolutions that the engine is turning. So,
That's interesting.
yeah, it's called a Lerone. There, Lerone Rotary Radio,
She'll get really be in trouble.
and the shaft in this one obviously was fixed, and everything spun on the shaft. That one up there, the shaft spins and the engine's fixed. So it's the opposite. And that bike, you see that cycle over there on the wall, that red
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
That's got not the same number of cylinders, but that one's a Lerone Radio in the front wheel. That's in the front wheel of that motorcycle. It works the same way as this. It just, the engine spins and turns the wheel.
Cool.
But I guess he's curved his spine.
Yeah, that's Ralph up there.
The other guy comes to me, he says, I don't know.
He was really the first antique car store.
Yeah, he was famous, but he was a local guy from Northfield here. You know, this was one of Victor's planes here. His son just bought that one from him. So that's what he was flying. There's me. I made the ball. That's Maloney's Bike-a-thon. I don't know, you've probably never heard of that either.
Oh yeah,
No, I remember.
In Margate.
Needed to go up there.
The
One up
legends
there.
are for the Marilyn picture.
Oh yeah, you gotta have Marilyn Monroe. She's everywhere.
That is true.
I know. She's home in my bathroom.
Legends never die.
Here's the speedway that I was talking about.
They have their heads like.
And the really interesting thing is, it's a wooden track.
No.
Yeah, they're all like 2x4s.
Oh my gosh.
They- a
That
mi-
probably took so long to make.
A mile and a half of wood. And when if you ever go on that website, they'll tell you in there that when they actually disassembled it and took all the wood and
they took it.
reclaimed that. The oval, like I said, the oval's still in the woods, but the wood track is gone. And these stands that were there, some of those stands were used for a practice burn for the fire companies up there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they burned some of them, but the track itself was reclaimed.
Wow. They got cool license plates.
Everything.
Like the signs are super cool.
I like his pogo stick.
Where's the pogo stick?
There's a gas pogo stick over there.
Is it in the front?
Yeah, it's right over. I want to try it out.
No, I don't want to try that thing.
It's gas powered?
That's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, once you get it firing, it'll bounce you instead of you having to bounce
There's
it.
so many people in the boat out yesterday.
All you gotta do is hang on, then, you know.
He put his name on it, so no one walked off with it.
Right.
Yeah, see this handle here? Take this handle and you pump your gas up into there. If the guy wants 5 gallons, then you just drop it to those little flaps in there, drop. And then the guy, you drop it down to 5 and just feed it out of this hose into his car. Same way with that one. That's a different pump. That's all. That's your pump handle on this side over here. But that's how they used to
These
do
are
it.
so cool.
Yeah, they probably got the first ferry, I was expecting the ferry, and you stay in the motel, got fancy.
I like this thing. That one's cool.
Oh yeah, Indian.
Is that just like a soft?
Yeah, it's like an advertisement type thing.
That's cool.
You probably would have found that probably at one of the Indian dealers or something.
Yeah.
Dealership. So, that Ford over there, that's a 31. That's
I don't know if I slept or not.
That's 1931 Model A. So we have, right here we have a Model T above us, a Model A there, and then the one above it is a Model 18, which is the same year as a Model B. But it was an 18 because it has a V8 engine in it. Instead of
Same
the
way,
4-cylinder.
the Willis Wharf too, the bugs are there, even if they made that all in the beautiful
air
parking
pumps.
lot out there.
Unreal.
They're so cool.
It's all shell and
Never had
the
any
shell's
Dr.
all
Seuss.
bugs, you know.
This is like the cars that Dr. Seuss had in his
Oh yeah.
cartoons. Though.
These things are really cool.
That was a brainstorm.
Yeah, this one's a rumble seat. See,
There's
there's a step there.
Oh.
There's a step here, then you climb in. Girls probably should have been wearing pants, but they were probably wearing skirts then anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but climbing over
They
the.
Yeah.
did this on purpose.
Yeah, that's it. Guys were smart back then.
Yeah, the women probably loved it too.
Everything
Yeah.
smelled like squid to me.
Showing it off a little bit.
Yeah, see all these he acquired these over time.
Gosh, those are so cool.
They used to be in every gas station. When you pulled in, you just took the hose off there, put air in your tires, and that was it.
They're just so cool. I don't understand why stuff doesn't
course
look
they-
like that anymore.
I guess because they don't want anybody putting air in their tires at the station, you know.
It's all digital too now.
Yeah,
Like,
this one of them actually, which one? Maybe over here. Yeah, this one. You can get water from the pump. Also, you can get a water.
Drink?
Yeah, you get a water handle if you wanted it for your car mainly. Just you know, if you were overheating, you want to put water in it or something like that. The one pump over there had that. These with the light thing on them, they were all, you know, the more expensive things. Those, a lot of them just mounted on the wall like those are. These actually are on stands.
Don't run around, do you?
No, no dogs.
House next to Jerry, she's out there at the old.
And we got some old curmudgeons here.
So cool.
You missed that shot.
Dude, the coolest thing I've seen ever. Right?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully the mic caught that, right?
I didn't get it.
The mic didn't catch it.
Nah.
I just consider the source, I gotta be nice, there's company here, so.
His name, this guy's a chemical engineer.
One guy had,
He started buying some shit. This kid. He's competing with this guy Sam. Sam.
Look how cool the bikes are.
What is it? Is that electric bikes, huh?
No gas.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
A third
That's
wheel.
so cool. And
How
they're
does
like
that
the
work?
older bikes.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
obviously. Old bikes. So wait, so do they're like,
See, there's a gas tank. There's a motor.
wait, and then you just carry gas around with you in case?
I mean,
They
You just
probably
put
weren't
it
going
in,
too
right?
far on it.
yeah, probably not.
I've never seen that before. That's really
Yeah,
interesting,
a
actually.
lot of stuff you don't see very often here.
You get to hang out here whenever you want. That's cool.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Every day?
All you gotta do is sign the book.
8 to 10 in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
there's Superman tied out. The changing room.
This is an old phone booth.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. You know how Superman would change
It's
in
an
a...
old Coca-Cola machine.
Yeah.
And they would just have bottles in there. That's super cool.
It has everything.
I just
Yeah, it was the coolest. We appreciate it very much, though.
Right.
For real.
nice meeting you,
You too.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Nice meeting you.
The
This
main
was
guy.
awesome. The main legend.
No, that's Victor. When you meet Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta... When does Victor get back anyway?
He's not going to be back till probably at least next weekend, maybe after.
We'll come back later.
That was
Yeah,
his-
you
like a
gotta
month.
visit him.
That was his son that just walked in.
Oh, okay.
He runs the company now that Victor started back years ago with the glass stuff. Joe runs the thing now.
It's out in...
Joe's good. You can see our extremely neat system for the shelves
Our
and stuff.
garage.
I know that wasn't supposed to be a joke, but it actually is really neat.
It is compared.
Considering.
You should see our garage. You can't even walk in it right now.
Really.
My problem, maybe.
Well, you can get right on the phone and tell them, this is what I need. They'll tell you, either we have it, we don't have it, or we have it original or used, or if they're, sometimes if they're going to, if you have a part that you need, like we needed water pump outlets for that cord that's back there, we had to wait for them to get enough orders for them before they did another little run on making the part, or else
So you put it in and they put it on a list and then they're like, all right, we're 200 whatever, and then they
Yeah,
manufacture it again?
yeah, because it doesn't I guess it doesn't pay them to tool up and make one or
Just
two,
make one, yeah.
you know. But if they have extra in stock, they don't have any problem at all sending them right out to you.
Is there ever a situation where like you'd have to go out to like some kind of a scrap yard and pull apart? Or is that not
Either that or
very
you
common?
gotta make it yourself.
Make it yourself.
Yeah, that's what that guy on the wall could do. He could make what he needed. If there was no chance of getting anything original, then you had to make it yourself. And he could do it. But then when he got hooked up with Victor, Victor's the best shopper in the world. Ralph said, we need such and such for this Mercedes to make it work. Victor says, I'll find it. And then he'd start his
Oh,
search.
so he was good at sourcing the parts.
Yeah, so he'd find a part, bring it back, him and Ralph would refurbish it, then it went on the car.
But he would go all over the world and look for
Oh,
it.
he would, yeah, we'd go anywhere you needed.
That's
to-
crazy.
That
But
is-
so cool.
That is
to
cool.
think.
The old car thing, those guys are all one big network. If he needs to know something about a certain thing, he knows, we got to talk to this guy in Michigan because he knows about this car or this situation. So, it's he's
204,000.
he broke the mold, I would say, but he's good. He knows so much, and he's that good. Yeah. Anyway, he keeps us in coffee. Likes
Yeah,
to have coffee
yeah.
too.
Yeah, if you want some coffee.
Well, he's protected.
All these local legends in here.
You have the 10-speed transmission?
Yeah, I'll make you this one, Eric.
The bigger one's John's.
this
John's was
one.
a 6-speed.
Okay, this will be mine then.
The bigger
Coffee before claims, but there are so many claims made already by these gods.
Like that's
This
8-speed
god.
automatic. But
Yeah, the Bonnie got him.
Main God.
Mhm.
I'm glad.
They were so mad that we didn't bring him here.
Picture.
All right, here's the main guy right here. Look,
Well,
we pulled in.
Victor is.
We pulled in, and there was no one here. And now look, all the legends stopped by for coffee.
And donuts.
What are you claiming about this place? Coolest thing ever, right?
It is pretty cool.
All right, let's get this picture. All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
You're a legend, dude.
Now you gotta go,
Bye. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now you gotta bring Victor some stuff. He'll probably pay you good money too.
We'll bring him some stuff.
We'll bring him some
for
claims.
sure.
I got to make sure it's good stuff though, because his standards are high. All right, dude. Thank you again, for real.
No problem.
Peace out.
Nick Harley's next.
Okay. All right, he's already planning another adventure, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done. Probably the coolest thing and place and stuff. There he goes, he's out. Probably that guy had the coolest stuff that I've ever seen in my life. It's just amazing that literally you never know what's in your own backyard. And what I always say is the acres of diamonds are in your own backyard. You don't have to go far to find them. This is one of the coolest things ever. So thank you, Dylan. Thank you, John, for giving us a tour. And we will be back for the dream.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you guys like the video.
You.